All right, we're gonna get into a quick game too. So another icebreaker. This
All right.
one is a new one. I
All
just made it up because I was like, this guy collaborates with so many people. So it's called I Sang That With Who. So I'm gonna test your knowledge on the songs that you've released and the artists that you've released them with. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, the first one
Hit me.
is called Goodbye, and it was released in 2022. Who did you put that out with? And there's two people.
Okay. Yeah. So I went to a writing camp at Nate Rose's house. Shout out him, and I met a bunch of dope creatives. Me, Spencer, and Isaiah Leroy, and Mowgli the Iceberg
Mm,
all wrote that song. Mowgli produced it, and then Spencer and I are obviously like the artists featured on it.
yeah.
So that's honestly like one of my like favorite songs, and I like forget about it. I'm like, this song is so hard. Like, I'm like, we should do like I originally wanted to do a really dope like music video for it, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah,
But it's always one of those ones that I'm like, I really like this song. I really mess with this song. So
I love that.
yeah.
The next one
Okay.
is Iced Out, and that was put out in 2018. So this one, I'm going down deep. This had
That's
one artist on
crazy.
it. Who is that artist that you collaborated with?
Um that's my best friend. His name's Kenny, but he formerly known as Valley Ant. He goes by
Mhm.
Kenny the Cat now. Kenny and the Cat. I think he's still like fleshing it out, but
Yeah,
bro, we like literally wrote that. We were youth group leaders, and we wrote that for our like the youth group that we had
that's
like the work
amazing.
like the retreat with. So and they just like loved it. And I was like, yeah, it's just like what if we just did iced out, iced out, iced out, iced out. Yeah. And it's like one of those songs that like you like look back and you're like, okay, I see what you were doing. Like, what like it wasn't horrible,
Yeah,
like, I'm like, not bad. Like, I like give myself a little pat. I'm like, not bad for what we were working with back then. Um,
that's sick.
yeah, that's wow, that's a blast from the past.
Did you guys perform that in front of the youth? Like in the kids there? Did they go berserk? Did they love
Oh,
it?
they were going nuts. Yeah, they were going nuts. We released it and then performed it there, and they loved it, man. They were going crazy.
That's
So
amazing. I love it.
yeah, it was cool. It was a lot of fun.
That's amazing. All right, the next one is Whisper, and this was in 2020, and you have an artist on
Jeez.
here. Who is that artist?
Cam Terrell,
Yep.
you know.
What's the story behind
Um,
Whisper?
Man, I don't.
Or just
I haven't listened to that. I haven't listened to that song in so long. It's just like I don't even know, man. I think I just wrote it about if I can remember it, just like it was like a longing for like peace.
mm,
Trying to remember the lyrics.
I have to
It was
play.
like I wanted like God to like talk to me, even
Mm,
if it was just a whisper, you
yeah.
know.
Um,
I could be completely wrong, but I'm like reaching back into the depths of the past, like
dude, I went deep in this. I was like, I'm gonna really
yeah,
get.
I was like, bro, you're making me think about like 6 years ago. I'm like, I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday,
I love
but
it.
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, and yeah, I mean, Cam's he's a phenomenal musician,
Mhm.
singer, writer, and piano player. So he really did his thing on that.
I love that. That's great. All right, the
Yeah.
next one is Don't Stop Dreamin', also in 2020, and you have another artist on this one. Who is that artist?
Mm. Sansol the artist.
Yep.
My boy Jeremy Claudio, he was one of the first people I met when I moved down to Nashville, and I'm
Mm,
not gonna lie to you, I was like, this has to be like the coolest, but if not the coolest dude, one of the coolest dudes I've ever met. Like he was just like he had that like star presence, man.
mm,
Like he just like he was performing on stage, and I was like, bro, he's dope. So I remember just like being like, "Yo, like, do you need any help?" That's literally what I said. I like don't know this guy at all. I'm like, "Hey, I'm Caleb." I'm like, "Do you need any help tearing down?" Like,
yeah.
and from there, just like it's just my willingness to like help and like be a helping hand. Like he was like, "Yo, let's kick it."
Mm,
And then he ended up producing some of my songs. My EP "Girls." He produced one of the songs on that. And he's honestly like, shout out Sansol. He's one of like the most gifted and creative people I've ever met,
mm.
like ever in my life. So yeah,
That's sick.
I really like that one.
I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And the last one is NYC, New York City. Who,
Mm.
and this was done in 2023 now. This is the newer one.
Mhm.
Who'd you release this with? And give the story behind it.
Yeah, this is my friend, Kane Comfort. That's my boy. Shout out Kane.
Mm.
Yeah, I met him waiting tables, and I was like, "Oh, Kane Comfort. That sounds like an artist name." He's like, "Well, I am an artist." I was like, "Oh, well, I'm an artist." So I was like, "Yo, we should hang out or like kick it, you know?" And then we ended up just like going to the same gym and working out together all the time.
Mm.
And then we just, we were just like, we got together and I was like, bro, it was a period of my life where I like had insomnia. I
Mm.
could not sleep at all. And so just kind of like writing this song that represents like New York City is the city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
So like that's why like let's write a song about NYC. Um I'm not gonna lie, like that like verse on there of mine, like that's one of my like favorite coldest verses, in my opinion. That's one of
Yeah.
my coldest verses I've ever like penned.
Yeah.
So I really like that song. And Kay's a phenomenal artist, So it's always I love collaborating with my friends. Majority of the time, I don't think I've ever really collaborated with someone like I'm not like close with. I'm not against it, but it just so happens that way.
Yeah. That's dope. I love that. Well,
Mhm.
good job. You remembered all your collaborations, which is good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, dude. I love that.
Jogging my memory for
Yeah.
sure.
Hey, I love
Yeah.
that. That's great.